When life is at its richest and most fulfilling, it's when we are in relationship. When we are not in relationship, we will be isolated, we will not feel like we belong. It's not good to be out of relationship. All of us need the relationships that we have in our lives. In the reading from the Acts of the Apostles, Saul has gone through his conversion. But the disciples are very cautious about this man. Is he for real? They know who he was. They know what he was doing. And so they're reluctant to let him belong. And so he needs the relationship he has with Barnabas. And Barnabas introduces now Paul to the rest of the disciples and vouches for him. He said, no, he really is one of us. But without that relationship, Paul and Barnabas, Paul would have had a very difficult time fitting in and coming to be connected to this way of Jesus and the disciples. Similarly, the first letter of John that we heard in the second reading reminds us that we have to be in relationship with him, believe in his name. It's in the relationship of fulfilling the commandment of love, loving one another. That's the fulfillment of this calling of ours. With those two readings preceding Jesus sitting at the table with his disciples, we get probably one of the richest images of what it means to be connected, to what it is to be in relationship. I am the vine, you are the branches, he says. And everybody knows the connection between branches and a vine. Anybody knows that if you take the branch off the tree, you take the branch off the vine, it withers. It can't live apart from the vine. And so Jesus uses this image with his disciples of vine and branches. A rich image for all of us. To be in relationship takes effort. Takes lots of effort sometimes. To be in relationship with your spouse, to be in relationship with a good friend, to be in relationship with your children, whatever the various relationships are, we have to make the effort to keep that relationship going. The thing about the relationship with Jesus is he's never going to cut us off. Never. That life just flows. We're usually the one who somehow makes the disconnection. I've had the experience of a machine not working. And it's like, what in the world is wrong here? It was working yesterday, and so you get somebody to try to help you, and then somebody says, well, did you check if it's plugged in? Oh yeah, it should be plugged in. We have to stay plugged in. We can't let that connection get loose and fall away. We have to keep the connection going that we want to have with Christ. And I suggest that that's through prayer, through scripture reading, keeping the commandment to love one another. And I would say that Eucharist is one of the most powerful ways that we stay connected to Christ. At the conclusion of the homily today, we'll commission our Eucharistic ministers because they assist in bringing this life to us. Keeping connected to Christ through the Eucharist is like feeding on Christ, drinking of Christ. And to keep that flow of relationship with Christ going in our lives. Finding times and spaces to pray is really important if you're going to keep the relationship. Husband, wife, parents, children, friend to friend. If you don't make time to be with those people and to be attentive to them, that relationship is going to fail. That relationship is going to dry up. We need to spend time to build any relationship. And certainly to have that relationship with the Lord takes some time. The time we're spending together on a Sunday morning is one of the finest ways we can do this, to keep ourselves connected to the vine. We all pray in different ways. And if you're anything like me, that prayer changes through the seasons of our lives. Maybe how we prayed as children or how we prayed as younger people may be different now when we try, and I say try, to pray. One of the things that has helped me over the past 6 or 7 years is trying to use what some spiritual people call the mantra. Just a phrase that you say over and over again to silence yourself, to try to focus myself, remove some of the distractions that are going on. And the one that I have been drawn to the most is the words, "You are the vine, I am a branch. You are the vine, I am a branch." And to repeat that, breathe that, whisper that, sometimes until it just comes down, you, I. To recognize the relationship we can have with God. I was drawn to this vine and branches image. Instead of saying, "I am the vine, you are the branches," when I speak it, it's like, "You are the vine, I'm a branch." And let me never forget that. Help me to live that out in the commandment of loving one another. Your presence here this morning speaks of your desire to be a branch on the vine. Your presence here this morning speaks volumes about how we want to be connected to one another in order to really fulfill the mission that Jesus gives to us. So we use this time again this morning to celebrate our faith, to celebrate the Eucharist, and to take in the sap that the Lord offers us, to have that flowing through us, that we never dry up, that we not get broken away from the source of our life.